I'm Tyler Robertson, and this is Gamepad. So we're back in 2017, and it was a week of big surprises, whether they be good or bad. Let's get to it. Monday began with the rumor and then quick confirmation of the cancellation of Scalebound. The action RPG was set to release sometime this year after a few delays and tons of screen time at Microsoft's E3 press conferences and other shows. In Scalebound, Xbox One players were going to partner with a dragon that they could customize the look and abilities of, riding on its back while fighting giant monsters. There was also going to be 4-player co-op. This cancellation comes after many of Microsoft's E3 2016 games have been either canceled or turned out to be not that great. Microsoft's Phil Spencer made a statement on Twitter that it was a difficult and disappointing decision, but that he is still confident in the 2017 lineup. We'll have to see, but it's too bad that one of Xbox One's most anticipated exclusives won't be making it to the console. A story synopsis for Telltale's Guardians of the Galaxy game was likely mistakenly revealed on the GameStop website on Wednesday, and it only made me more excited for Telltale to take on the IP. In the synopsis, we learned that it will be the same team from the movie, so Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Rocket, and Groot, and they have found an artifact of great power that each of the Guardians secretly has reasons to want it for themselves, but so does a villainous female alien that is the last of her race. Interestingly, the synopsis also mentions going to Earth, along with familiar places like Nowhere, but Earth is interesting because the Guardians rarely make their way to our home planet. The Guardians Telltale series will retain that familiar Telltale style of making conversation decisions, and an earlier report from the Game Awards said that we might be playing as more than just Star-Lord, so stay tuned for that. On Thursday, GamesIndustry.biz learned that Guerrilla Cambridge, the developers behind Killzone Mercenary and who worked on the Riggs Mechanized Combat League for PSVR, will be closing its doors. Guerrilla Cambridge is a subsidiary of Guerrilla Amsterdam, known for the mainline Killzone games and the upcoming Horizon Zero Dawn. All Guerrilla Cambridge employees will be laid off, but PlayStation said in a statement that they will be trying to, quote, reallocate people onto other projects, end quote. It's always really sad to see good studios go, and I hope that all of the employees find themselves back on their feet very soon. Thursday also brought us the big reveal of the Nintendo Switch, and the reaction to it has been mixed. The presentation in Japan and the event in New York this weekend both brought with them a lot of new information, but there are still a lot of questions. One being, why? The price of the Switch will be $300, which is kind of steep considering the PS4 and Xbox One have both been reduced down to $300 and $250 respectively. It will be released on March 3rd with no region locking and will come in an all-black version and a red and blue version. The Switch will get anywhere from 2.5 hours of charge to 6, which is a pretty drastic range, so it will be interesting to see what the average actually turns out to be. It uses USB-C to charge though, and that's awesome because USB-C charges things really fast. It uses Wi-Fi to connect to the internet and can use local wireless technology to connect to up to 8 other Switches. An online service will let players play together, and for the summer it will be free, but sometime this fall the new service will cost money. Switch players will get one free game a month with their new subscription. For the controllers known as the Joy-Cons, we learned that the button on the bottom of the left one is a capture button used to take screenshots, and that there will be Wii Remote-esque wrist straps for when you're playing motion-controlled games. The Joy-Cons both have what Nintendo calls HD Rumble, which means the vibrations in the controller can be more precise and do things like make it feel like ice cubes are clinking in a glass. The right Joy-Con has an IR camera at the bottom, which allows it to sense what position your hand is in and how close it is to that hand. It's a new thing that developers can implement in their games, I guess, but it's odd that only the right controller has this feature. In terms of games, it seems the launch lineup will be pretty slim. While The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild will make the date, its companions are not the heavy hitters we were hoping for. Splatoon 2 won't be here until the summer, the new Super Mario Odyssey isn't coming until the fall, and even one of the ports, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, won't be on Switch until April. A new minigame bundle was announced at the event called 1-2 Switch, where you'll have cowboy standoffs, sword fights, and you'll even milk cows in a race to the high score. That was announced alongside ARMS, a new IP from Platinum Games where you use the Joy-Cons to control a boxer with spring-loaded arms. You punch, dodge, block, and pull your enemies towards you as you try to knock the other player out. Also announced was Xenoblade 2, Fire Emblem Warriors, Project Octopath Traveler, and Super Bomberman R. The only of these to make it on launch day will be 1-2 Switch and Super Bomberman R. The rest of the games officially coming to the Switch are old games like Skyrim, and not the HD version, FIFA, Ultimate Street Fighter 2, and Sonic Mania. The re-revealed Rhyme will also be making its way to Switch, but they told us that last week. So there's a lot to take in with the Nintendo Switch. Some good, some bad. Don't get me started on the presentation itself. But we're all going to have to weigh the odds and decide for ourselves whether we're going to go for that pre-order. If you decide yes, pre-orders are available at GameStop, Best Buy, Walmart, and Amazon. That's all for this week, but I'm sure we'll be getting more information about the Switch's hands-on event in New York very soon, so look out for that. And let me know what you think about the Switch in the comments, by the way. Anyway, remember that I'll be here each week to give you all the information you missed in the world of video games right here on Gamepad.